All right.
All right, elevated. Can you hear us? Are we good
Yeah,
on this end?
perfect. Sounds so great. How's it going?
Oh, awesome. Doing pretty
Hello.
well.
Welcome, welcome. So we're back, you guys, and with me is Artus and Vek. Vek, how do we pronounce your name?
Veketshian?
Veketshian of, and they both are part of Coherent Noise. I love these guys. They're so great. They are one of the only people to do a co-op Legend of Mana run, and they're very gracious enough to run that for us this afternoon. So without further ado, are you guys ready?
We should be ready. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'll whenever you guys are ready, I'll go ahead and count you down. But yeah, they're going to be playing this in tandem. It's going to be pretty sweet.
It's interesting. Yeah. We're
I'm
looking.
taking the little sibling role.
We'll have some fun. Just remember, everybody, that speed running is for everyone, even those of us that aren't necessarily that fast. So it's games done relatively quickly.
Yes. It's all about fun. It's all about having fun too, and
yeah,
improving your own personal goals and whatnot.
Yep. All right, elevated. Whenever you're ready, I
Okay,
think
cool.
we're good to go.
Okie dokie. All right, here
So
we go.
I'm gonna get us started going in.
Yeah.
So he'll cut off at some point. We'll go with head with the male. On this run, as opposed to some of the other ones that you've been seeing today, we actually pick the hammer, and hammer don't hurt me, but yeah, it's gonna be the hammer all day long.
Nice. One of my favorite
Normally,
weapons.
we would go for a one character name, but today let's see if we can be elevated
Yay.
for today.
I love it.
All right. There are so many possible places that you can put this map. As we saw, somewhere up here is where Dragon percent happened. For Jumi percent, using the route that we're using, we're actually going to be right here on this specific place, which is important. We're just going to go in there, and it's when I hit the next button,
okay,
that the timer would technically start.
Okay, cool.
We'll be ready to go. So you want to do a countdown?
Oh yeah, oops. Let me
Go.
I hold on, just one moment. I messed up. Hold up.
That's all right.
Okay, let's start again. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. And we're going in, and we're clicking the buttons. Okay. And we're going in, and we're clicking the buttons and having fun. So, backstory to what's happened, there's been a great war and the world has been destroyed, but some parts of it have been kept around in artifacts, which is what these dang things are. And this little mailbox, happens to hold our home. They kind of expanded on it in the manga that came out for the Legend of Mana game, that the character is kind of, I guess what they would call an artificer, would be the best way to put it.
You do get like a little hint of that story when we go into the junkyard, but
Yeah.
For the purposes of this speed run, we do not expand upon it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I should be clicking through things and doing whatever I can to make sure that we actually move fast.
Yeah, hope you enjoy that beautiful blue sky.
And there's a tree here, and
all those roots, and the tree is lamenting, I used to be loved, but now there's no one around.
Yeah, apparently gods don't like it when there's nobody worshiping them. So, oops. Guess when you have a war that destroys the entire world, things go bad fast. Yeah. We'll be clicking through. If you want to know my least favorite thing in this speed run, it's having to choose option 2. And my most favorite thing in the speed run is having to choose option 1. Sometimes that can be a 20, 30 second, minute and a half difference between things. A lot of times I'm going to try to point out where we have differences and divergences from a single player run and version of this. So right now, immediately divergence, we have to actually talk to this bed, set 2-player control to control mode. This will actually allow Vek to control things. I'm going to go in and go into skills, and we're going to pop lunge here, and I actually pop on L1 blammo. And that is our thing, and then we are off. I am still a neophyte when it comes to this. So we are, I don't do the diagonal movement as well as some people do. I do a little bit better in combat. But, it's just something as we go along that you'll see. It'll actually add up. It's why my time is, significantly slower than some other people's. And it's weird. For an hour, for a run that goes on for 2 hours, that little time save can actually add up. So we're going to go place the color blocks down. Color blocks are representative of the town of Domina, which is where we're going to go first.
Where all the runs start first?
It better be where all the runs start first.
Haven't been able to glitch it out.
Yeah.
To where it's like first place Tower Larry's. Or like go ahead and like mess with the underflow, boom. Instead of the color blocks, you get the mana tree. It'll beat the game in 15 minutes. Wouldn't that be a treat?
I think the Mana Goddess would kick you around and make you so silly. Yeah, Blammo's really good. I like it. The reason we put Lunge on is having Lunge on will teach me Super Slugger, which I'm going to try to use as well. I've been trying to route that in. Hello, Bunnyman. Goodbye, Bunnyman. We'll be back to you, Bunnyman. All right, well, remember my least favorite thing in this game? Welcome, everybody, to Option 2's abusive boyfriend beating up somebody in a bar. Don't worry about that. I'm just going to very gently click through this and pick option 2.
Basically, El Azul is under a lot of pressure, but right now he's coming off extremely callously.
Yes, let's search for her. All right, so what we're doing here is we're activating this first part of this quest and getting the Jade Egg early. We're not actually going to help him right now. He's going to be a little upset by that, but that's not...
It smells like Teen Spirit.
Yes.
We're telling him what he wants to hear and then dumping him on his butt to pick up Bunnyman.
Alright, so we're going to talk to Nicolo, and we're going to say that we're not afraid of the bandits outside. Which then I can start clicking through things and hitting yes. So yeah, he basically hires us to do our thing. And remember to follow me as we're going, because you might actually have to move him.
Oh no, this is definitely, yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
Bunny with a sombrero, let's go. I have to
Tell
then
him
tell
no.
him no? Yep. Because he really wants to rescue Pearl.
He's on a bit of a time crunch. We'll be back, don't you worry.
Okie dokie.
Ah,
Don't worry, it doesn't make that big difference. Luckily,
no, it doesn't. I just need to move enough so that art can transition to the screen. I don't have to be as accurate as him.
Right. Essentially, Vek, much like in like Secret Mana or some of the other Mana games, Vek can keep me from transitioning because she's not tied to me like a rubber band like the AI is. She actually has to move with me to keep the screen from locking up to where I can't screen transition.
But this is a true co-op, not a competitive co-op.
Yes, that is true. So she doesn't want to mess me up. I hope. Oop, and I accidentally talked to him again. That's right. That's fine. We do our thing. That's what I get for looking down at a notepad for a second while I was supposed to be clicking through dialogue.
So out to Domino?
Out to the thingies, yes.
Let's go make money. Maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So now we're going to put down the road. This is the third artifact we've placed down so far, and it's going to be the first artifact that has the possibility of having enemies in it. Big deal with artifact placement. As other people said, they have elements that are based upon the artifact itself. They also pick up elements from things they are adjacent to. And certain quests and certain events only happen when there are certain elemental levels in a zone. All of this is mapped out so that I don't have to worry about that. I just know that somebody figured out how to make sure that these things all work right.
Well, people sacrifice their time and brain cells to figure out how the crafting system in this game works.
Yes.
Oh, the nice thing about this, we don't have to worry about the crafting system. We don't have to worry about
I got the bee in the back. And I mucked up my thingy. Go ahead and pick up everything over there. Okay. So, right now, I got the top one.
Okay.
And I mucked up my thing. I'm still getting that cancel down. And I'm saying muck, by the way. M-U-C-K.
You're like mucky fat.
Yeah. So one of the things that Vek will be doing, I got the plant, is she will be collecting items when there are times when it would be beneficial for her to, and I'm just going to move to the other side of the screen and be right ready to move on. One of the things that can help out in this is that, hey, look at that. Safety, grab this.
Oh, yeah. Because we've had one time where we didn't have money at the right spot.
Yeah. And technically, I should be able to skip that, but plant, and I'll go for the Chobin. Looks like you're going to be able to join me relatively quickly. So, remember all this thing with the canceling and everything else that Ellervatedthon talked about? Or they talked about in the previous race?
I killed that thing. I'm sorry.
No, that's alright. I'm going to take advantage of getting all this experience. Got the top plant.
Got bug.
Is that Vek can't attack cancel like I can. So she's not causing any of that random beeping. There's
Oh,
Super
you mastered
Slugger.
Super Slugger. Good. So basically the benefit of me being here in the little sibling role is that instead of derp AI, it's me. So even if I was just keeping up with him and not even attacking things, it's probably still better. Because, like, you know, I'm not going to...
I mean, I can actually leave her back there to handle things. And hopefully move forward and we can, you know, work on transitioning screens better. And all that type of stuff. I mean, synchro is one thing. But all that type of stuff is...
Hand over to Cash.
Yep. Which actually, there's a chance that that coin will bounce back on Nico and we'll pick it back up. Nico's pretty much going to take all our money. So it almost doesn't matter.
Because he's an enterprising merchant.
And I am messing up my...
That's okay, I got you. Face full of claw! Aw.
So we did get one, and that's fine.
Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna let you grab all the XP.
Yeah.
And I think I need to stand about here-ish.
Yeah, around there. So another thing that we've learned is that after the cutscene, you kind of walk to a specific place. And one of the things is that...
Perfect!
We were actually able to... Yeah, we were within steps of where we actually wanted to be. You can't get the... You can't get the... whatchamacallit? The AI to walk with you to the exact place you want to be, but Vek can. So she will try to move her way into places where that will make sense. And there's a few times in the game that we're going to point that out and go through stuff. Smile. By the way, he just took all my money and gave me a bunch of crap. Because Enterprise.
We didn't have any money to begin with. I think you got 2 coins from the boss, and that's literally what he took.
So we're going to place the Flame of Hope next. That's going to go to the right of the road, and we're going to head on in there. Flame of Hope. I don't even know if you guys saw this in the last run. It is a temple area with priests and all this other stuff.
The Gato Grottos?
The Gato Grottos, yep. Vek will not be joining me until the next mission after this one, so even though it's co-op, there's going to be good points of the game where it's just the same as being single player. And we're going to start a murder mystery. We don't know it's a murder mystery yet. We actually think it's a heist, but it's a murder mystery. So yeah, we're going here. This actually, the place also shows up in the fairy percentage because there are important people here that fairy cares about. But you know, as it is, we only care about that red-haired dude, and then we're pretty much going to come in here for one more quest and call it good. While we're clicking through a bunch of dialogue, let me explain another little part of the system that I don't know if it got brought in fully on the previous commentary. The further away from home an area is placed, the harder the enemies are in it. So a lot of the placement of this is of the items, the artifacts in this route aren't just made to ensure that we have the right elements to activate quests and such. They're also designed to try to make it where any of the heavy fighting is, we're not that far from home. Because we would rather have all the heavy fighting be closer to home where the enemy levels are going to be relatively lower. I mean, in this run, we actually put the mana tree eventually right next to home, which will hopefully make it about the weakest mana tree you can. I forget if the mana tree still has that effect, where it's based upon how close it is to home. But yeah, definitely all the other zones, I mean, the enemies will get higher level as they get put out further. This is Vek's least favorite Sproutling in the world, by the way. She doesn't mind all Sproutlings, she just hates this one Sproutling. But they have a hive mind, so technically hating one Sproutling is hating all Sproutlings.
That sounds racist.
Well, we are dealing with the one storyline that actually has the most racial themes because the Jumi are an oppressed people at this point, a hunted and sought after for their precious cores.
Well, Nunezak is completely terrible because he calls Esmeralda dirt for the fact that she doesn't like live up to her potential as a Jumi. And also we heard him be like, you know, I'm going to hide this one Sproutling away so it doesn't become a mana tree, because screw that mana tree. So Nunezak also not fond of Sproutlings.
Yep. Nunezak was the in the previous run, you actually saw him. He's the one that ate the Sproutling. He's the stained glass mirror. He's not a stained glass mirror. He is a wizard who has teleported himself into an extra dimensional space and is talking to the world through a stained glass mirror.
Not to be learned in this walkthrough, or this playthrough.
That is correct. That is not something we will learn anything about in this playthrough.
I mean, Legend of Mana has these, like, unusual but compelling storylines. We're not about that. This is not the run. I mean, I imagine there's 100% of this, but it must be like 8-9 hours.
It's all events, and by the way, if Elevated gets enough subscribers, Elevated will be learning 100%.
Is that
all
true,
events.
or are you setting him up?
No, that is something on his channel. You can see somewhere that Elevated will be trying to learn all events if he gets a certain number of subscribers. And
Sounds
I
good.
love that, because I would love to see him squashing a bunch of crabs and trying to save penguins and stuff. And we would actually get to see a petrified walrus get yeeted off a cliff.
So right now, the Gato Grottos is going to be a lot of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Back and forth and listen to people, because, I mean, it's funny, most of these, I don't feel like they necessarily talk to the character, they just talk around the character, with the cardboard cutout.
Yeah, we're kind of there. Stones that sparkle must die. Ha!
Does Elevated have merch? Buy Elevated's merch. 2 thumbs up.
In any case, yeah, so this guy was a Jumi, and he wasn't telling anybody, because Jumi, you know, all the racism stuff against them. But this lady has now stolen his core, selling the core. That will cause him to essentially pass away.
The fact that he is still in bodily form, even with his core being detached, is like, wow, he's so strong. not touched upon in any other manner, really. Oh, and here's Boyd.
Yes. Our little mouse detective. By the way, that is something that would change depending on the gender. He did point out, I knew it was you. I knew it from your funny hat.
If it's a female, it's like, take out those weird pipes.
Yes, it would say only Sandra would wear weird pipes in her hair. Which, hilarious.
Sure.
Who knows which one is quicker? Probably doesn't make that big of a difference.
It would be counting the characters. Weird hat might be faster.
Weird hat might be faster. You hear it here first, folks.
A hat is more aerodynamic than pipes.
So surprisingly, one of the things that this route, second option, have to pick the second option. One of the things that happens in this route and gets complained about is that near the end of the route, there's a lot of RNG in terms of whether we'll be able to skip certain events, whether we'll be able to do stuff. Otherwise, this is actually the lowest RNG overall during the route. Oops, and I just made a mistake there. Oh, well, it's only 5 seconds. It's not like we're going to get a world record or personal best anyway. But we're going to go in here, and we're actually going to sell items and pray that we get about 300.
Oh, we should have enough.
I see that clear feather. There we go. All right, we're going to buy the iron hammer. And we're going to do our second bit of menuing for the game. We're going to equip that hammer real quick. And then we're going to go to skills, and we're going to put on spin and counterattack. And I'm going to set up on L2 Super Slugger, which is slightly stronger, I think. I can't remember. We will find out. Than Blammo.
And not worried about counterattack or counterstrike.
Or we took care of putting counterattack on.
Okay, cool.
All right. And now we're going to go in here. And this is a real long dungeon where you're supposed to, like, follow these leaves. But what they don't tell you is that if you just go past the leaves and go in this cave and wave hi to the mudmen, but not fight the mudmen, we can just go this way. And, yeah. We're almost through this dungeon. Come on, don't miss. So, if you notice that jump attack that I'm doing, that's actually one of the special attacks that it's possible. These guys should die from a regular hit. Why let it? They would have died if they didn't absorb my hit points. I am showing why I'm not the best at this game. Die. The game actually has very limited fighting game style inputs that you can use. So, Hadoken, essentially with a heavy attack, double tap forward with a heavy attack, and forward back forward. It's technically just back forward, but forward back forward is easier to get to pull off. With heavy attack, we'll all pull off different moves, and because they are done that way, they do not have the slowdown at the end of the heavy attack, like a normal heavy attack that you don't use the ST cancel for. So if I need to hit the enemy back with a hammer, if I double tap forward, I'll do a lunge forward and hit them. I won't have any of the cooldown, but I will hit the enemy, a few bit as if I had done a lunge attack. The other option is the attacks that we combine to triangle and circle. Most of those, if you hit heavy attack during, you also break out into an attack. In this game, the only time we will see that is spin. By the way, Vec, get ready. You're going to be controlling Nico soon.
Yes.
We're going to go back in immediately, by the way, pick up Nico and do another quest. If I remember correctly, there's triggering the final scenes on the tree require like so many quests, so many things. All this stuff has to happen. So a lot of what we're going to be doing is trying to get certain artifacts and trying to get certain a number of events and things to happen so we can trigger the final encounter. It's the same reason why you saw the other runners in the previous one go ahead and do Summer Loving. You'd wonder, well, we just finished the thing, why are we going to do Summer Loving? Well, Summer Loving was a quick quest they could do that would allow them to trigger the Tree of Mana quests. We're going to go here. We're going to go straight to the waterfall, skipping over all the dungeons. And we're going to go straight in here. And now Nico's going to go collect his green bugs. And thank you, Vek. You've been useful. See you again
Goodbye.
in an hour.
Obviously, you can tell the co-op experience here is a little lopsided.
Yeah. The other thing that kind of happens with this run, as opposed to Dragon and Fairy, it's for the first bit of it, it's not very combat heavy. I'd say there are combat interspersed everywhere, but we definitely have some bigger, longer, time periods where we don't do combat for a while. There's a lot more talking, and you saw a few of those type of quests when we were going through, when they were going through the dragon percentage. There's a lot of those where we're just going to go like on a murder mystery, and that's just going to be the thing. Okay, so we're going to place the artifacts now. It's next artifact placement time. Remember how we activated the thingy with the wonderful Jumi? Well, we get to actually go place that. We're going to go place this one here. There we go, Mecha Caverns, ready and waiting. We are going to go and place the ancient tablets north of the grottos. Boop, boop, boop. I don't think we ever go into this jungle, and anybody who's ever done any percents that take you into the jungle, thank God we never go into the jungle. And
well, we had to deal with the Tower of Lares twice.
Finally, Torch of Coral is boop, 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 here next to the grottos.
Which Tower of Lares probably isn't bad, but we sure got lost learning it. And probably the last bit is going to be going to the Bejeweled City, and the fact that we are rolling the dice with getting those doors open, which you will see that later.
Yep. So hey, remember how right before they fought the Mana Goddess, the other players went on vacation through what was an incredibly easy mission? Well, we're doing it a lot earlier. So I have, while learning this route, died the most in this area. So I have learned a rule: when you're not trying to get a personal best and you're just trying to improve your overall skills on the route, die early. Don't die often, but die early. Hopefully we're not going to die. We're just going to try to avoid some crabs because I'm not on that type of route. Just go over the north so I avoid those.
It also feels like you get delayed slightly when you hit the crabs, so might as well avoid them.
Come on. Ow.
Also, it doesn't help that we can't see them past the palm trees.
I can't see the crabs for the trees. When there are items on the screen that the enemies have left behind, we are unable to transition out of the fights. When I'm alone,
Ooh.
yeah, I know, they hurt. They hurt a lot at this point.
Would it be better to interrupt them more by doing the steady press instead of working for the button cancel?
If I get really wrecked, I will switch off of the the cancel attacks, even though it's not ideal for time.
This jellyfish is making you his plaything.
Yes, he is.
Oh. I mean, he doesn't want to die.
So that was slower technically than doing the ST cancels, but at least it can stun lock them. And I'd rather not die. That would be an even bigger time waste. So let me see if I can't get everybody to come in together, and we'll just blammo. Blammo's cool because it's an AoE, meaning you don't really have to aim it per se. I'm gonna. Ooh, somebody lived. Luckily, you're the only one that really matters in terms of amount of experience either. Okay, well, in any case. There we go. Haha.
And we're in.
Yep, more crabs.
It can't be helped.
Yeah, I mean, technically, it would be worse if we were trying to hit crabs because you really have to try to hit them. Come on. Let's just
Stay.
blammo, and then one will still be alive. So, when I see items on the screen, I'm always going, should I go collect it or should I not?
Collecting everything makes the transition out of the fight faster.
Yes, but if it's in the middle of a fight, I'll tend... Ah, come on. I whiffed on my cancel. One of the things you'll notice is a big difference between me and a lot of the guys who are way more experienced at this, is that my ST cancel is intermittent at best. I'm almost dead. I'm dead. Alright, well, die early, die often. All that happens is I start right back at the...
I thought we said don't die often.
Don't die often, yes. I think... Yes. Don't die often. Die early. Die early because at least if you're going to die early, you didn't waste that much time. It's what I get for not paying attention fully as we're going through. There we go. Oh, I did get... Yeah. So, as I said, it's one of the big differences you'll be able to tell from me is that, you know, my ST canceling is not perfect. I haven't learned the rhythm yet fully. I get it sometimes, and other times I don't, and then sometimes I just give up because it's, as I said, more important not to lose the fight and lose 20 seconds, 30 seconds on a fight like actually being lost than it is to, you know, be practicing more for that technique. Okay. Ow, you're wrecking my face. Prime example here, by the way, of Art gave up trying to do the ST cancel because I wanted to actually win, hopefully. And that, I think those things are called babies.
Baby what?
I don't remember, but I think they're called babies. I'd have to pause the game to find out what they were called. To Ben's question there, yes, there are two types that will do all stories. There's the all story percentage where you just have to finish all three.
Oh, and then the all events, which
and
is
then all events,
everything.
which includes all events. Okay.
Oh, he wants to be fed.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Please, Crab. Come on over, Crab. Yes.
Oh, you got all three. Excellent.
I'm going to go over here and collect whatever comes from here. Alright.
Looks good to me.
Yeah. So as Elevated there said, all stories is about 4 hours. It's surprisingly not that much more. Ow! Crabs. I hate this zone. It's so much easier when you come back later in other routes. Ow! 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 Oh, don't you there. Urgh.
Do not. Oh!
Ah.
Crab.
I'm having the best of times and the worst of times. I'm going to save my technique for that crab fight, because that crab fight wrecked me, and yeah, that's a thing. As I've said, remember, if you learn anything from watching me speedrun this game, that it doesn't always take skill. It takes perseverance and skill, and perseverance leads to skill. Yeah, please die. Silly crabs. Game's done relatively quick. Okay, this will help.
And goodbye. Miss a thing, but oh well.
Yeah. There's a chance that you miss a thing while you're just walking through the picking up stuff, and if you do, you'll notice that the transitions will be delayed. Ah, come on. Me. I am literally just using blammo because I want to get out of these fights without dying. Normally, I'm actually a little less blammo heavy, because the charge up for the ST does waste time if you don't need it. But
we need it.
I apparently need it today. So...
And maybe we can get this one skip?
Yeah. So, this crab has, at this moment, 2 eyes, and that's not surprising, by the way. Crabs normally have eyes. Crabs have eyes, Artus 2019.
So basically, there are 3 phases of this crab. The first phase right now, where he has both eyes. A second phase where he has 1 eye. A third phase, no eyes. We haven't actually looked up anything, but we have noticed at one point, if we put the hurt on him fast enough, we could take him straight to dead from the second phase. No third phase necessary. So,
right. So we're going to try 1 or 2 hits, and then I'm going to do Super Slugger and hopefully take him down before this thing ends. And I didn't, so I did not do a skip. I have to... Basically, you're trying to time when the damage happens so that... Yep, he just got his 3rd phase in. So that you kill him between when that phase would activate. What the... How the... Boo. Boo, I tell you. Oh, well. He's dead. Yeah, I love Super Slugger. It is a much tighter hitbox because you run forward and swing at the enemy. But it does more damage. So you have to time it. I use Vek later on as a positioner to try to get the enemy to stick around while I'm using it. She can basically distract the enemy while I charge my ST attacks. By the way, what you're seeing here is a lover's quarrel that in normal life would involve pregnancies and gang violence and stuff, but instead here involves pirates and eggs.
make it PG. For the kids.
Do not talk to the crab. That crab has nothing interesting to say.
That crab looks so sassy. Like, I hear what you have to say.
Yeah, it's a really small hitbox gnome. And it's also, specifically, you charge forward exactly the same amount of time. Moon's Mirror, south of the grottos. Boop, boop, boop. This puts it close enough to home, by the way, that we'll actually get decent encounters here. It won't be too bad. Medallion south of the beach. Also, we never go into the medallion area.
Good old maze, Tower of Larry's.
Battalion south of the beach, and then Broken Doll north of the beach, and we're going to go into the Broken Doll. I have to still say all these things out loud, as they're not committed to memory. If I ever commit this map to memory, that'll be a big step in helping me cut down my note usage, because this is where most of my my notes come in, is where to place the artifacts. Yeah, so it's actually more viable to go Super Slugger when you're doing co-op, in my opinion, because Vek has the ability to sit there with the enemy and have the enemy kind of sit with her. And if she does that in the right positions, we actually have a better chance of getting that attack to go off. Sorry for the paper rustling. That's my notes. Here's where we learn about the Artificer thing. All these dolls in here, what we find out, are the soldiers that were used in the last war by mages. They were all created as weapons of war. They just happen to look like cute dolls and whatnot. And yeah, they're abandoned. This is a veterans camp that no longer has people that are worthwhile because they only know how to do war. Down. And get stuck on the bear. And then go up.
Oh, we will get stuck on the scenery many more times.
These guys, much like in Secret of Mana, by the way, have also been a place that I have not been quite strong enough to get through without dying, mostly from that getting sucked into them attack. It is very possible to get yourself stuck in a little chain where you just keep on getting eaten. Okay, up and to the left. By the way, if you were talking to these dolls, some of the ones that are poking out, you can talk to, and they're the ones that are giving you the puzzle clues on which way you have to go to get through the right path. I believe it's the ones that don't hate humanity that you should be listening to. I'm just going to go the way I know that is right. And also, this is going to be the most satisfying boss, even though this is not really a boss, in the game, because it's solved by...
Fight with the big bar.
It's not even bit bar. It's just, you get boss music.
Yeah.
Hello, boss music. I want them all to get near me and be in front of me. There we go. Preferably, they'll all have their loot drop in roughly the same place, so that it's easier for me to pick up.
But thankfully, this is a one-and-done kind of fight.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Louis. Blammo is just incredible. The great thing about Blammo and what makes it preferable in some situations than Super Slugger is that you just saw me. I've used Super Slugger once. I have whiffed once. Trust me, it's not going to be the last time we whiff, but I don't pull it out a lot unless we have Black Pearl with us. Which, there are things that we do with Black Pearl that I would not normally do, like spam Super Slugger. But hey, sometimes you gotta risk it for a biscuit. It's a strong ST. Strongest we probably just will never unlock. Because it's not worth equipping the skills necessary to get the quote-unquote strongest ones. Come on. I'm messing up. That's alright. That's alright. My first few times, even getting down to like the 2 hour and 40 minute mark as I was learning this route, I didn't even try to do the canceling. I just was so bad at it. One more. No! Oh, that was risky, but oh well. And yeah, there is a little bit of, if you miss, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you were trying to do a cancel attack or not. A whiff is a whiff. There's definitely a understanding of where you are on the screen type thing going on, and where the enemy is placed get you. Oh, that wasn't too bad. What I learned last time from watching Elevated run this percent, because he actually has done the solo version of this percent, is that I should be really throwing out counter-strikes more often. Mostly because Counter-Strike is such a strong ability. Get back. And I don't risk it enough. Learning which enemies are really good to try to Counter-Strike.
Almost.
Yeah, it sucks to see that happen, where I used it right for the immunity, but I didn't use it right to actually get hit the thing. Probably if I had risked doing the actual runs. By the way, you're going to see enemies do ST attacks when I run this that most more experienced people never see, just because give the bosses time and they will prove you why you shouldn't have. Move. But then again, now we get into, you have to hit it as he's swinging on you. Oh man, that is a thing. We have to pick the second options. They're slightly quicker. So I just can't smash through these, which is fine. It is what it is. But yeah, we actually set up for this version of the run, this route, way early on when we talked to him and got that eye right near the beginning of the game. So I can start smashing again, which is my my favorite times in clicking through dialogues, when I can just press the X button and go through until you hit a split. Okay, Lapis Knight, you do your thing. We have some more artifacts we need to place. Tome of Magic is going south of the highway. By the way, we don't save ever in any of these runs. So if you play something wrong, rip. That's it. There's usually going to be no recovering from a wrong placement of an artifact, because everything is so tightly done. You'd have to, on the fly, figure out if you can activate the right events in the right order to keep your stuff. Yeah. You pretty much, you might as well not be able to save. It's at home in the bed and on the little sprite statues we see as we go through the game. Technically, I guess you could do a safety save your one time one of the times going through the Tower of Lieres. Yay. By the way, I hope you guys have been enjoying the combat. We're not going to be fighting for a little bit. It's time for one of those sequences where it's, do I activate all the cutscenes in the proper order? Alright. Yeah, you could save in the tower as you're going through. That's about the only time I could think on this route. I think you pass some sprite statues. Oh, and anytime you go into the city of Geo, there's a sprite statue at the beginning. So you actually have a few more opportunities to save. It would be a waste of time, but I guess it would be a marathon safe strat if you really thought things were going to mess up. But the only thing that you can't recover from in terms of a mess up is placing an artifact in the wrong place. By the way, that's Thoma, and I did talk to him twice by accident. He's from Deathbringer's army. You might have seen Deathbringer in the previous run.
Or we'll see it in the next run. It comes up.
Deathbringer is the dragoon for one of the dragons. Currently, I believe. So there is that. It would be really awkward picking up from the middle of the tower when you pass it. You'd have to remember where and what you were doing. Now we get to go talk to Boyd again. Hello, Boyd. You my boy, Boyd. What the game expects you to do is do all three options. We're just going to say basket fish 3 times. And he's going to go, you're so smart.
Basically, they're only looking for you asking 3 times, not asking each of the 3 options once.
Yeah. And then we say the soldier happened to have blue eyes. Do I actually know that the soldier had blue eyes? I don't. Also, don't miss this trigger cutscene. Otherwise, you will not be able to continue.
Oh, buddy.
Cat, you're gonna lick that? You do your thing, Cat.
What is this called? The boomstick of some
It's
sort?
called a boom, yes.
It is a boom. The cat's licking the boom.
That's alright, he's part of the run now.
I'm sure he is. I mean, we have him on camera half the time.
Alright, other thing, you have to remember to walk out here and trigger this part of the cutscene, because if you don't trigger this part of the cutscene, nothing happened. This is a lot of triggers.
All the triggers. This game is so triggered.
Yes. There we go. And he handed the business card to him. By the way, Inspector Boyd has never handed out business cards and never will hand out business cards. That'll become kind of apparent in a little bit. Don't talk to Boyd, talk to Thoma, and there we go. See there, Richter? Ellervated says hi. There you go. Richter got pets for you, Ellervated. We're pretty much at the point where I just have to click through a lot of stuff. If we were doing an all events game, the events of this ship crash would actually come back into play later, because a lot of these storylines are interconnected. Like these are Deathbringer's armies. We fight Deathbringer in the Dragoon storylines. This girl here is not related to, but is a platonic sister of, I guess, no.
The Harpy?
The Harpy that we're going to see pretty soon. So she is related in that, and she's in a cage somewhere being kept because she sinks ships when she sings. But she wants to sing, so she's somewhere where she can sing without killing people.
Their other sister is a Medusa, but we will not be running into her.
We will see her in the background in the academy. No. Yes? We will go talk to her in the desert.
Cathinja?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, so we have solved this issue.
Yep.
It's like, oh well, goodbye. What troubles you have now, not our problem.
Pretty much. And we will never go back there again. Bottled Spirit? Talk about places that we don't go. Here's yet another place that we're never going to go in this route. But it gets placed down. Hello, mines. You and your cult can stay there forever. And the Firefly lamp is going to go here, I believe.
Is it time to speak Dudbear?
We are getting close to being able to speak Dudbear. Remember, folks, you can learn how to speak Dudbear too. It's really easy. And it is totally not part of a multi-level marketing scheme. Gack. Thank you, Elevated. Dub. I will try my best as we go through here to give you guys a translation of what roughly we are saying to the Dudbears as we're moving through.
This might be 1980s era anime translation.
Yeah.
Or maybe more on the lines of Samurai Pizza Cats and Voltron. We'll see.
We're going to be pretty much more close to the Thundercat, Samurai Pizza Cats, Thunder, I combined them for some reason, version of the story at that point. But I will do my best. Alright, man, we were going to help you mac up with this girl. Each one costs 1,000. I'm going to go sell them.
We sure don't have that money.
And we won't have that money afterwards either, because we're going to steal some. One of the great things about this route is that it's actually designed to steal money from this quest to get the hammer we need to beat the game. So that's why this is routed in here. This is what we're doing. This puzzle man, he's going to go teach me the Dudbear language. Dub means dud, da 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 booba da da sar da da ba da ba do baba. Yep, I think we got this. Bub? Yes.
Gack.
Okay, are you a Dudbear? No, I'm not a Dudbear. Well, if you're not a Dudbear, are you a friend? Are you my friend? Yes. Hey!
We're friends. Want to buy a lamp?
Want to buy a lamp? There we go.
Because friends buy lamps.
First one done.
Second one.
Come on. Oh man, I like lights. I like lights too. Do you like me? Sure, I like you. Are we friends? Yes, we're friends. Yay, we're friends. Would you like to buy a lamp?
Okay, so now we have gotten 2,000 lucre that she worked really hard to make, and we're going to steal some of that and buy a gold hammer.
A gold hammer, which surprisingly we are not stealing from her this time. We actually got enough money throughout all the rest of the stuff to not have to. If we had stolen, it would not have changed much more than a little bit of the dialogue. We're now going to put Counter-Strike on, and that is it. We are no longer going back into the menus, basically, for the rest of the game.
Oh, so Gilbert's not going to give us that sly remark of, oh, hey, you're a little short.
Yeah, you're a little short, but I guess it doesn't matter. Love is all that matters. Okay, and here, he hates us, but we say, no, you shouldn't hate us. And then he says something else. It's like, well, I hate you. It's like, no, you don't. What? Hi!
Yes.
Hey, we're friends!
Want to buy a lamp?
Want to buy a lamp? There we go.
Excellent marketing.
All the ways you sell lamps to your friends, my friends. There we go. So we actually, I think that...
Oh, we actually saved a little time because he didn't give us sass for taking some of the money.
Yep. He skips that little bit of the dialogue where he says, looks like you stole some of the money, but who cares?
But that's probably the first time that we've had that happen, so I don't know if that's something that we can reliably do.
No, and it would not be worth it to... I guess it would be when I'm in that first menu to sell, not stopping at 300. Just sell everything I have, and it will increase the chances.
Mm-hmm. So now they're going to have a little powwow and talk about their dreams, but not actually looking at each other, and almost not talking to each other, just talking at each other.
They're kind of talking past each other here.
I mean, but still, this is like the easiest breakup I have ever seen portrayed.
Well, they've only been dating for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, babe, you just harsh my vibes. I'm just not feeling it anymore. Okay, we go back in. We talk to her, and she's like, oh, well, he needs a bigger lamp than I can provide. I'm a little depressed, but hey, I'll be making money now because the dead bears actually like my lamps.
So, thankfully, even though we were doing some weird salesmanship there, they actually liked the product. It's quality. We didn't sell them dreck.
Yep. Now, I'm not 100% sure what we're doing next. I have the basic general idea that so many zones have to be placed down, and if I remember correctly, so many triggers have to go, including sometimes meeting certain people and doing certain things for certain quests to come up and be available. We are now going to place the Sand Rose north of Lumina.
Desert rose and
Yeah.
no more because of copyright.
Wait a minute, was that Druid Sandstorm?
No. I'm sure Twitch has bought the ability to play that. Has to have by now. So we're going to pop in here, say yo, and take off.
Yeah, pretty much. This is one of those things where we're just going to pop in, say, hey, yo, see that you had the nice desert here. Hope the sand's nice. This also might be required because later on there are scenes and dreams that happen within the desert. So the desert has to be something that we've seen before for the game to allow us to come here.
We can't
Maybe?
dream about things we haven't seen before.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm sure someone would call it inconceivable.
Nice desert, bye. Yes, pretty much.
It's like, that sure is some sand and some minions you've got.
Yeah, lady, that sounds like a you problem, and I'm not a sheep.
Though you happily bah at other things.
Yes. All right, so down
Oh,
the tower.
yay! I get to do a thing. Not
Now-
really.
Often, when you go to the tower on a single-player route, the first thing you tell this lady is, lady, you're useless. I'm going to go up the tower ignoring you. We're playing 2-player. We will find a way to make this work. Vek is going to take control of Pearl. But we don't know who Black Pearl is yet. So Pearl is not even half useful. Not even a quarter useful. She is less than that. She can collect items for me and distract enemies. All right.
Yeah, I get to do a thing. What I'm going to do is keep up with Art. As you will see in the first fight, like, the full extent of her capabilities.
She can crouch.
I can crouch.
We are now, by the way, at 2 spins, kills a bat. But 3 spins probably makes me dizzy. So, ideally, the bat fights are going to be double spin done. But I'm not always going to be there. I'm going to let Vek pick up stuff when she's next to it, but I'm not going to avoid picking up items just because it takes some time. Hopefully, what Vek can do, though, is... We're going to go up, by the way, here.
I am learning how to do the diagonal movement.
Oh, good. Maybe you can take the first player's spot once. Just stand near me, and... That's about as worse as it could have been. Gonna let you take that candy, and that'll put me ready to just run into this next fight. Now, you'll hear me call out a lot of things throughout the runs. Like, I'll take the duck, I'll take the sword. Wow, can I hit things?
Mad Mauer says no.
Pearl gets a very... I think she might get like a hit point regen synchro. It's not very powerful, but it does something. I think it's roughly the same synchro that the main character has. Now, Black Pearl has a wonderful synchro, and Elazul has a pretty decent synchro. But Pearl, eh.
Black Pearl synchro is amazing. We're just not going to see it for quite some time, and we
Low
don't
save point.
use it as much as I think we would like to, but oh well.
So yeah, Vek is playing the role of a Hoover vacuum cleaner. She's just sucking up everything that comes on the screen, which is exactly about all that Pearl can do to help us move through this faster. I missed the door. Just stay near me and hopefully they'll come in. And
You're all dizzy.
I got the dizzy on the second time. Oh well. So yeah, if she was playing on Elazul, which by the way, she does get to go through this place as Elazul eventually.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, did his egg
His
bomb
bomb
get you?
went off, yeah. But that's okay.
He's much more useful into the sense that he can actually do things. And for a lot of times when we're running co-op, it's just nice because you don't have to kill everything. I'm just gonna use Blammo this time. I got the stuff off the chestman. So yeah, I could call out, hey, I'm going for the top knight, and then Vek could call out, okay, I'll go cry on the knees of the bottom knight. But it's not like it's going to actually accomplish much.
No, we'll probably be communicating more when I'm handling Elazul.
The fortunate thing about learning this route, this tower sucks when you're learning it the first time. But, tell you what. By the way, welcome to cutscenes that you guys probably have never seen. If you take Pearl up with you, she opens the door and goes in with you, and you have to fight the boss with her. Things change because of doing it this way. Oh, that's fine. Hey, don't worry, Dragon 18. You got lots of time. There is still the rest of my run and then a race for fairy percent. I'm not looking forward to fighting this guy. He's a Dragoon. He can jump. He looks a lot like Lark.
Oh, we've seen that, yes. Well, I'll go synchro you.
And he decided to do an ST attack right away. So he's going to go into the air, and his shadow will come down somewhere, and hopefully we'll be far enough away. Come on. Come on. Got him. Got him. That's not bad. He only got 1 ST off. I pretty much count my blessings based on how many STs the enemy is able to perform. There's many other ways to try to track progress through a boss, but...
Oh, my bad. I should have been standing over there.
Yeah, I forgot where you need to stand after that cutscene, but we'll learn that as it goes along. I know the one down below that we're going to.
Okay.
It's right in front of the door in the middle of the room is where we want to be.
Oh, fantastic. We can do that.
One of the great things, the bosses do get distracted by the AI, and if your AI ally is just off piddling in a corner, and you're trying to charge an ST attack, the enemy will go off with you, and you go off after them and start, getting away from where your attack is. Or Elazul, the knight, has a chance to knock the enemy away while you're charging attacks. Well, it's a great idea that we can use Vek and the second player controller to make sure that the AI doesn't act like that. And it's one of the ways where on the Jumi percent, we can actually make the second player useful. I messed up. All the percentages have all the routes, all the different ways you could get through the game, have different ways that you can make the second player be useful. The dragon percent is probably where... I risked it.
No biscuit.
In this route, it's pretty much she gets to be a vacuum cleaner and really help out. I have not been lucky this tower trip on getting my spins off without getting dizzy. Dragon, I don't know if that's going to work, but my name's Art. I'm of Coherent Noise. And Veketshian is my co-pilot here.
I'm not a streamer, I'm just his spouse. I'm playing the little sibling role.
Oops. Go up. I think we have one more bat fight, and then we have a boss. By the way, I love the design of the boss that we're going to be fighting in just a second.
You better love it. We're going to see it 8 more times.
Yeah. Hopefully you get used to it. It is going to happen a lot. So if you are fans of the
Red Dwarf,
odd little British comedy Red Dwarf, you might recognize this little creature that she's sending in. Hello, Sandra. You redhead jewel thief. The Jewel Beast? What is a Jewel
Number 1.
Beast? No, that's not a Jewel Beast. That's a Scudder.
Fantasy Scudder.
Alright, I'm going to try my best. Just try to see if you can get it to sit in front of me. There we go.
Just stand with you and sync, bro, because what else can happen?
I'm going to try my best. I'm actually having trouble time keeping this boss still. Alright, so right in front of Sandra is where we want to stand, basically. So yeah, I'm playing this currently on the PS2, by the way. With a PS1 disc. So it's using the built-in ability of the PS2 to play PS1 discs. It is on PS3 digital, The same digital copy you buy and play on the PS3, you can play on your PSP, I believe you can download it, and your Vita and PS TV.
Hey, if Trials of Mana sells, well, maybe they'll remake this one.
Yeah, that's what they say every time about everything.
Well, yeah, but they actually delivered on Seiken Densetsu 3, and we never thought they would.
So, something that is not very important in all the other games, if you look up in the upper right-hand corner, you'll notice that it is Gnome Day. When we go into home and we leave, lo and behold, it's going to go from being Gnome Day to being Undine Day, I believe.
Jin Day.
We then move over to Domina.
It's Dryad Day.
It's Dryad Day. Why is all this important? Well, guys, it's time to go back to school. And if you've ever gone to school, you know that you might only have classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we have to go find a student on a certain day of the week. So this entire route has been designed so that these specific days will come up at this exact moment. And if you do it perfectly and you follow the route exactly right without going back in and doing anything else, you will actually have the right days and the right time. By the way, again, my least favorite part of the game, waiting to pick option 2. And then option 1. Okay. Where's Oni Day? Oh, that's unfortunate. You're right, there is no Oni Day. But I guess Oni isn't really a mana spirit. Would you like to take a different mana spirit, Balmong? Would you like to be Aura?
Oh, designate an aura and make that the Oni one, and just be like, oh, the cultures are different. It's kind of like how the Romans did. It worked out great for them.
Yeah, I mean, in the Legend of Mana world, they say Aura, they mean Oni. It's just what it is.
Oh, and there's that sprite statue that we will never use.
So hey, technically, he's calling her dirt, which is a derogatory term for the Jumai. Would you rather it be salamander? Alright, there you go. So we're going to come in this side. Oops, and if I did it right, it would actually save time, but it's not going to now because I messed up. Because we need to go right up here. By the way, look at all the fun stuff that we have. We have a black mage there, which is kind of cool. Because this is a magic academy.
Is that cool?
And I always hear Elevated on his streams talking about skips and glitches in this area. Like clips. I've never clipped anything, apparently. So, it is what it is. Oh, I accidentally talked to her twice. Oops. Well, welcome to another one of those long sequences where we're going to do things and not fight things for a long time. Say hello to Aladdin and Jasmine. Goodbye, Aladdin and Jasmine.
And now we're going to stay at the cafe. Sorry, Carl.
Option 2. It drains the life out of me every time. Option 2. Alright, that progresses the day. It's now a different day, and we have to go inside.
It is Gnome Day. We can visit her now.
Oh yeah, in the library. Got caught on the staircase. And on book and on a person. Yay. I think I can do option 1. As a fairy runner, what's talking? I hit things and watch cutscenes. Yeah. She's basically saying, have I seen any Jumai? And I tell her no.
Or have you seen her sisters?
Have I seen her sisters? Yeah, specifically her sisters of the Jumai. she's feeling sad, so we can't talk to her anymore. We have to go back and make it a different day so we can go in. Come on!
Basically, in this town, either I screw up the route or Art screws up the route. It's just how it goes.
Stay.
Yes.
Yes. Alright, and we're back in, and we can go straight to talking to her.
Will she be in the classroom?
She will go to the classroom next. So we're going to sleep 3 more days in here.
We're having a nice week-long trip in Geo. Come visit the architecture.
By the way, there is a teacher back there, hiding off to the left.
They're not worried about things.
Hey, come to the library on No More Geo Day. Yay! Let's go back
More
to sleep.
sleeping.
You can picture on a casual playthrough, we would be going off and doing quests and coming back when it's the right day and like talking to her and progressing this very slowly, and it becomes a very long and drawn out quest. It's not too bad. We're gonna just sleep and make it all happen really quickly. It's Dryad Day.
I believe she has said no Menundine.
Yep, so we have to go sleep again.
This is another place where we lost 20 minutes.
Our first run through this was 4 hours, and we did a 30-minute time loss compared to what most people would have done it for this one segment. Let's just say that this is all about hitting the right flags, and sometimes those flags aren't as obvious as you would want them to be. So, one of the great things when you're early as a speedrunner in your career and you're just learning routes is that there is places to gain time everywhere. We cut off half an hour to an hour from our initial run just learning the route, just not messing up in that bad of a way. And as long as you don't let it get to you and you don't get discouraged, it's actually really fun. I like his funky red hat. Except Knighthood.
You know, because obviously we're going to do a stellar job of keeping her safe.
Everybody knows it. Alright, so we're going to go to the principal's office. By the way, we haven't been there yet, but there's a principal's office. It's the primary office. And she's going to have some options. By the way, look at the other black mages around here. All really cool. And a cat off in the right-hand side. Hopefully that will make a difference. Yeah, didn't matter. Then we go into the gem shop, which if you forget to go in the gem shop, bad things happen. As in, you will not progress the story. And you'll be wondering, why is the story not progressing? And you'll start crying on stream, and your followers will tell you it's all right, but it's not all right.
I do enjoy this bit of a storyline because it shows that Elazul's not so great at this night bit.
So, time 2. We actually have to walk around here and talk to her behind the counter, and that will allow us to question her about whether she's seen a gem like this. Now, normally she would go and hide the gem, but it's actually slightly quicker to just stay the night again, which will allow us to skip that cutscene. So this is technically a cutscene skip, and it's the only reason we're doing that. We then go in here, and we're going to go talk to the slug lady. By the way, say hello to all the statues in here. If you can see, we're actually going to see Duran from Trials of Mana up in the upper right-hand corner. Hello, Duran. And that figure on the far right is actually the boss spoilers of Adventure of Mana.
Sega Densetsu 1. Also Final Fantasy Adventure?
Final Fantasy Adventure, yes. There's even some statues in here that represent different figures from earlier games and other little concepts. Like they actually threw the coffin in the lower right corner that you can see. That's probably representing the coffins you go into in Adventure of Mana in the first thing, in the first dungeon, and then also there was a little gnome statue down there for Magical Gnome to go look at.
So back to Harass the Teapot.
Yeah. If you do not see this cutscene when you leave that area, you have missed something. And God bless you and good luck trying to figure out what that was.
Nondescript deity.
So, I think I actually was supposed to hit the second one.
No, you did fine.
I did fine? Okay, good. This is actually where we learn that teapots are golems. They're not alive. They are just magical creatures that reheat water and spit it out for us to enjoy. And they speak in Cockney for some reason.
In this translate, they could be Kansai in the original for all we know.
Yep. Hey, Sandra.
Oh, and here's the card.
There's so many things. Alright, she'll go back to the academy. And here is another divergence. So normally you would just go up here and find out that she's already been kidnapped because we are great at our job. And you would go fight the boss. I am going to take a quick step in here. Talk to Elazul and say, let's go look. And this will actually grab Vek control of Elazul for the next boss fight.
Because he has made Art waste a special attack by doing a special attack of his own.
Well, I could just choose not to grab him.
Mm-hmm. Oops. Oh well, at least I didn't get in your way.
So yeah, take a look at the bottom left-hand corner as we're talking to her, and you'll see the gnome statue.
We have been teleported to down the stairs that we just saw on the left.
Okay, I don't think I have a special attack charge. We're just going to have to go beat the crap out of him. Elazul's ability is... he charges things faster. Wow, he's actually eating me alive. He charges my ST faster. Don't do anything. Yes! Let's go over to him. Got it.
Nice.
Oh, he didn't even get an ST off. That could have gone a lot worse, and it could have gone a lot better. But I will accept not a lot worse.
I think we need to be in the center for this one.
No, they just run us off automatically.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
By the way, guys, our goal here has technically been to stop her from getting to
Get the cores, but
get the cores.
we failed.
We have failed every single time so far. We are not that great at our job.
Hi, cat.
Okay, so one of the side effects is of picking up Elazul there is we have to go into the house so that he cannot be in our party. so that he can come out and talk to us. This will trigger a cutscene early, but luckily we do need to do that event eventually, and it won't hurt triggering it early, so we don't lose any time for this. We just have to listen to him say, okay, bye then. We go in, we see, oh my god, Pearl is missing. Pearl is missing. We step out, oh my god, pumpkins. Nopity, nope. Pumpkin's real bad mage, jobby. There we go.
And we'll deal with them later.
And we'll get back to that in about half an hour. Okay, talk to him. Did Pearl come? Not yet. And we get to what is my second least favorite part about some reason why they coded this game. When Sandra's little note is spinning around and going, you must go place, neither Beck or me are going to press any buttons now. Just watch what happens, everybody. You think we're good? We're good? Are we good? We're going to watch a little cutscene? Look at that note. Note's going to tell us where we're going to need to go, isn't it? Looks like it's the Veketshian Caverns. All right. That's what we'll do. Immediately, right after this cutscene. No breaks, nothing. We're going to go straight to the Veketshian Caverns. No, apparently we're going home. Well, that's a thing. Isn't that a thing? Yep. Happens once more during out the run. Alright, so we're going to go to the thing. By the way, there is a new NPC sitting in the cavern. It's a duck with a helmet on. If you ever want to waste 5 minutes of your time, talk to that duck.
There are other ways to waste your time in this game, but one of them is talking to the duck.
What we want to talk to is the boink. The boink is sitting right next to the duck. Do not talk to the duck. Talk to the boink. And we just go back, and it should just be a straight shot from here. I got the North Crab. And it's events like this. I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff near the bottom. Okay. Where you can see some of the places where the two-player could work to its great advantage. And that would be when you have to split up and one person can literally be killing things on the other side of the screen when while you go off to go kill something. And we try to take advantage of that as much as possible. It helps save a little time. I got a mushroom, yep. We're not always the best at it, but we try. I believe we're already through this. Yeah, that's the only fight that we're going to have to do. And, luckily, Vex no longer going to have to play Elazul for this next boss fight. Unfortunately, she doesn't actually get to play as Black Pearl that much.
I kind of wish I did, but the problem is that once the whole Black Pearl thing is unlocked, you're still running around as Pearl for everything but the boss fights. She turns into Black Pearl for the boss fights. So I would only get to be active, and we presume that there is just better time savings from playing Elazul and just be decent all the way through instead of useless and then absolutely stellar on bosses.
There's one sequence where we get to choose to bring one or the other, and it's the only... Technically, the time lost for bringing Pearl is probably not that bad. I wouldn't subject Veketshian to that right now.
Heiress to the memories of antiquity. Cool line. No explanation for it ever.
We're getting cat taps now.
Oh yes, because it's less than...
And the Sailor transformation. But Sailor Scouts usually don't look like this.
And she takes off. Alright. So here's the thing, even though I am Black Pearl, arguably one of the coolest characters in all this game, I'm not swinging my hammer.
She's probably not.
Check this out. Boom,
Oh look, I got
max
ST up.
synchro.
By the way, she's already charged my Synchro again for the next hit.
And again.
I missed.
That's okay, have it back.
He is in a bad position, but see if you can hold him. There you go.
And charge again. Instantaneous.
Probably he'll be dead before I get this off.
I mean, good enough. It looks good.
It's one of the few things the AI can't... Oh, okay, we didn't...
It wasn't letting me charge you up after the fight.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Black Pearl's ability. So Elazul charges faster. She just instantly charges up your stuff. And yeah, that's a fight that even with the AI, Black Pearl will tend to just sit around you anyway and do nothing useful. At least she's charging that. And yes, it is fun waving Super Slugger 3 to 4 times on that.
The crowd is enjoying this. So now Elazul needs bed rest, frequent checkups.
I mean, I took Black Pearl with me to the city last time I did a single player run. It is more likely to happen than you would think for you to get the Synchro once, because it only has to happen tick once after you've activated your ST ability for you to have it full again. And you can chain them pretty well even with the AI. The problem is Black Pearl's also likely to, after you start charging Super Slugger, to walk up to the enemy and like beat him to the other side of the room.
And now it's just up and down the stairs, right?
Just up and down the stairs. Elevator go down, elevator go up. Down the hole, up the hole. Down, and up. And down.
Should be gone by this one.
Up.
Nope, one more.
And down. And I think technically, if you know he's not there, you could skip that. I'm never 100% sure, so I just go ahead and wait till I don't see him. We're gonna go out. And where could he be? Oh, wherever could he be? Why not here?
You do have the option of taking Elazul at the bottom of Larry's, or just walking up yourself and waiting until you see Pearl at the top.
Yes. Even in a single player, you'll take him with you because he is relatively useful. But you could, I believe, technically refuse him, start the mission, and go up without him. Now, we actually get to go through this. And this zone is early enough that both of us are going to be wrecking these things pretty easily. We get to the center, hopefully I can spin. He sometimes hits things. Every time I've had him on a boss, he usually tackles it away. And keeps my ST attacks from hitting. So I've got him a little salty with AI-controlled Elazul. He has not been my friend. Alright, Bats, get in the center. I got the bat in the back. For the Jumi run, I believe this is kind of where it starts coming together, having Elazul with you and going through dungeons. See, here's the thing for me. I have to practice single-player runs because Vek has a set of skills she's developing that will help her make these runs go faster. I have a set of skills that will cut, hopefully, 20 minutes off the time. So, if I can get them better. So there's a big incentive for the person in the player 1 slot to get really good at the game. And for the person in this player 2 slot to get good at doing what they're going to do. The more precise movement, the picking up of the crystals, the allowing player 1 to run off and do something else while they handle another side. I mean, all that's there. And even Lisa, who we're going to take for the mana tree, is useful. She's not as useful. Should be able to get a spin off. I'm just going to do one, and then we can beat them up.
Bottom.
I'm going to go all the way to the back. You have a lot of movement that you have to do. You also have to be the one who actually learns how to do the ST cancel. Vek can't ST cancel.
Just haven't practiced.
No, you can't.
Oh.
The player 2 literally cannot ST cancel. And at this tower, there's a lot of, in my opinion, reasons why if you're more comfortable with it, just go ahead and not. Because right now, this gold hammer is chewing through things pretty fast.
Thank goodness.
And I don't have to be the fastest anymore, even though it helps for me to kill things quickly. I just have to kill about 2/3 of the enemy faster than it takes, about at the same time that it takes Vek to kill one enemy. And if we're doing that, me killing enemies marginally faster might not actually help. Oh yes, the ST cancel for, and all this other stuff. There is... Oh, they can do it until it's full?
So I need to blow my ST bar so that I can ST cancel more often. We will practice this later.
I always thought it was something they couldn't do.
So Elazul's going to push, but he doesn't know Pearl well enough. He needs someone who knows both Pearls well enough to help him.
Yeah, he doesn't know Black Pearl, so he doesn't actually get to see this. Okay. We are almost done with this tower. If you ever do pick up Jumi percent, if you run this in any other format, or if you are picking up the game and you decide, I want to do Jumi percent because you're an insane man or woman.
Or other.
Or other. This tower will be the bane of your existence. You have to learn it and learn it like the back of the hand. Luckily, it's easier than mapping. I hope I picked the right option.
Yeah, you helped him.
Okay. It's easier than mole mapping. You have to do it. You have to go up the tower twice and down the tower once throughout your runs.
I like how I'm pressing the button as if I can make the messages go faster.
Okay.
Oh, thankfully we're just down here.
I'm gonna try immediately to use an ST. Just try to keep her roughly there. Got her.
Oh, that was just within range. Dang it.
She's pulling out her own. Oops.
Oh!
She turned around
Well,
and said
she's
no.
supposed to be good. You have yours. Oh no, we should be fine.
Yeah, she's dead.
Well, knocked out. Walk past because she's cool like that.
The probably the most time saving of any of the routes with 2-player will come in Dragon Percent, which is probably why until Vek and I started trying to practice this really heavily, that's the only one that was listed with a world record for percentages. Because having a competent Lark that can stick to you like glue is really useful. Like, it's really, really useful.
I mean, ideally, the idea is that you could make a 2-player co-op have a faster run than a one-person one, just because you're taking away that variable of the second-player AI.
Mm-hmm.
That you could make that valuable. You can get a time save from the fights are just going more quickly.
So yes, it is actually important that we went home and said, "Hey, home, you there? You good? You still around? Looks round." Okay.
Is this now when we're checking in with Boyd?
Magical, that or gnome, that is the thing. Lark, controlled by a human being, is useful.
Oh
and
no.
that is the sad thing.
Oh, are we gonna have to pick up Dragon Percent?
Eventually it wouldn't be bad. Oh, no. Please, take me with you. Thank you.
We'll just blame that on the cat.
I am so happy that they didn't just walk off and leave me. Because there was a chance that that was going to happen because I said no.
Kitten. It's going to be a little late today, I'm sorry.
Ooh, bringing Elazul in some of the other times as well. By the way, hope you like Domina because we're going to go back in just a few seconds. Oh shoot, I forgot to do something. Luckily, we're already back in here. Art made a mistake. It's cool. It's all cool. It's cool. Somebody forgot to go do Little Sorcerers. We're going to go do Little Sorcerers.
Oh, we do that now?
Yes.
Oh, I thought
Oops.
we did that later.
I forgot.
Meh. This is fine. I don't think we're losing any time on this one, which that's the best mistake you can make, is one that you don't lose time on.
Very technically, I believe we're losing time because we would have left this place when we will leave when we finish Little Sorcerers. So I think this does lose a little bit of time. I am going to try my best to get the counter strikes off on them because it's probably the quickest way to kill them.
I will hug your knees.
No. Ah, I actually got hit by that?
Really?
Come on. Hit me. There we go. That's not too bad. Could have been better.
Could have been worse.
So hey, do you know there's magic in this game? We will actually be picking up Lisa later, and technically Vek could try to use the magic. It is going to be so underpowered compared to anything else that we could do that it's not going to be worthwhile, and that's fine. Okay, so now we place the Frozen Heart north here.
This is another boomerang situation where we walk in, listen to someone monologue, and immediately leave.
Yes. Hello, Feek Snowfields.
You have to pronounce it with more umlauts.
True. So a lot of these really interesting fellows fall into one of two camps. They're either wisdoms or they're professors at the academy. He's a professor at the academy.
And we will never speak of him again.
Or even see him again, I think. He was not the man who was hiding behind the pillar during the one scene. But he was in the upper story of the library at one point when we went in there.
So now we are going to go find the keys to Diana's heart. Because, why not?
Yep. It's not really that bad. I believe we do have to skip her now. And then trigger a cutscene down here.
Basically, oh no, she's stoned, but she's not, like, dead.
They immediately pop you up here. And then you talk to the slug lady. And we find out that she's locked herself in stone, and the keys to her heart will unlock her again. Cool. By the way, that is the most confident pose we've seen Pearl in this entire game so far. Oh, and...
Stop talking to her. Yeah,
Stop
let's go.
Yes.
Keep talking, but not to her. She is not audience.
So
let's just think that Pearl had a little bit of inspiration from remembering Black Pearl.
What keys will make up this lady's heart? It's a key. What could possibly be locking her heart? It's the key of pride.
Flash, flash.
There are 2 more.
Now I give clues.
Second one, by the way, is in the principal's office. I don't know why it's in the principal's office. I'm going to say that it was confiscated off a student.
Do we know who the principal is? It's not Nunazak, is it?
Don't believe so. I think he's just a professor.
But yeah, this principal has lots of things.
What else locks her heart?
Hate.
Pride. Hate. By the way, the last key is pie. It's the 3 keys to her heart, and most women's hearts, probably. Pride, hate, and pie.
Now, are we talking about edible pie, or are we talking about the ratio between its circumference and diameter of a circle?
I'll let the viewers decide what they want it to be.
What pun do you want?
You! Move!
I will punch you, little student.
Pickup key?
Oh, did I need to be close to it? My bad. Pain.
Pain, pie, it's all the same. By the way, if your pies give you pain, please go visit a doctor.
And maybe stop baking metal shards into your pies.
Yes, when they said put a can of tinned... by the way, I have to talk to them, say that the Venus statue's been moved. Triggers.
Because she doesn't know that it's a Jumai. Like, she'll part with a Jumai core, but she will keep an actual Jumai.
One of my favorite scenes is coming up. When we learn a piece of lore and a piece of trivia about this world, but we don't actually learn very much about why it happens. By the way, they're all talking about the fact that she used to be the leader of the Jumai, and that there's all this stuff about crying and it being really important that Jumai can't cry anymore. There's story going on, guys, and there's this whole big themes about, is it right for one person to sacrifice themselves for the many, and is utilitarianism good, and is objectivism good, and all this other stuff. I don't have time for that. Pearl's been hurt. Diane's dead. That's all we got time for today, folks.
Find Black Pearl. Okay, so here's the bit of lore Art's talking about.
Elazul rips off his headpiece, smashes it, and it regenerates.
No explanation.
No explanation as to why.
So that ring in the back, it's been green this whole time.
Now
it
it's
then
purple.
turned purple. By the way, the deal is Alexandrite. You look at it. It looks both green and purple depending on the lighting. That's the clue.
Yep, they're trying to give you a clue that...
But how many people have a passing interest in gems?
We've been to the wedding of somebody who had a passive interest in gems.
That was an active interest in gems.
Yeah, that's probably
Her
right.
wedding cake looked like an amethyst geode.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, guess where we have to go? Back to Geo. Doop doop boo, loading screens. Hi, save point, bye, save point.
You will not be missed.
Now, back to the jewelry store. So this character has been mentioned several times throughout the story so far. She's an important person. She's the only Jumi that can cry and heal other people, other Jumi. I think it kills her slowly.
Because she's giving up her actual life. That's
welcome to a person riding a tapir. There's some sort of mythology in Japan of a tapir bringing dreams.
Something about sleep, yes.
So this person's going to deal with. This person's going to be dealing with the dreams of reality and stuff, and sending us into people's dreams throughout the rest of this storyline.
So we're going to be doing a lot of talking to Dream Niccolo.
Yep.
Because even in the dream realm, he is a merchant. And he will sell you. For the low cost of 200 lucre, you can just skip the game.
Yes, pretty much. One warp. By the way, I hope you like basket fish. Hi, basket fish. Then there's our little cactus. Why is he here? Who knows? We're not going to talk to him. Take more money. By the way, you can run out of money. And it sucks. Because then you have to run around this desert and figure out how it is on its own. Which, running around this desert and learning it, let's not even talk about doing it right, because I don't know how long it adds if you do it right. Learning it cost me 20 minutes once. So, it's all those fun things that you learn, like, don't talk to Nico here, talk to Elazul. Why? Because the Lapis Knight has to tell you some things. Otherwise the story can't progress, because that waterfall of sand, or sandfall, will be there.
Elevated shares your pain.
I've done that? Yes. Ugh. Learning this desert. Hi, Roger.
Bye, Roger.
I actually think that's the dog isn't Roger. It's the man who worships the dog that's Roger. Or runs the cult of Roger. By the way, there's a cult of Roger that you learn about in some part of the game. We do learn here that Elazul actually lost his guardian at one point, and so he's a failed knight already when he finds Pearl. Which is interesting, but...
Well, it's a bit of an explanation why he comes off as an abusive boyfriend at the very beginning of the game. He's like, crap, I can't let this one die too.
And we then ignore the bunny man. You have taken enough of our money today, good sir.
You shall have no more. A single fight.
Single scorpion, which is found nowhere else in the game.
Well, you have that item, you have that thing moving up there. Don't die to this.
I'm not going to be able to get anything from that one.
No, just... Yeah, there we go. That was the fastest I could go.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so they're talking about sending each other to the underworld, blah, blah, blah. Red-haired girl with purple gloves and a green outfit. Wonder what that could be foreshadowing of. Yeah, it's a brotherly relationship or some sort of platonic relationship.
I mean, Elazul himself points out it's not like we're lovers, so it's... No, they're not. But it's... They're the only two Jumi that they know of, so... And they're being hunted, so they cling to each other for that reason. Scuttler number 4?
Something like that. I'm gonna see if I can Super Slugger him. I missed, and then he went into his own. So, Oh well. Tis what it is. It's usually better to wait till after theirs, but if you can get them off, if you can time it, it's not bad.
With the RNG, it's better to take the initiative and just roll with it.
Ah, I was actually trying Counter-Strike and it didn't work, because he didn't actually attack me. He's actually doing decent damage. I actually Counter-Striked him successfully. Awesome. As I said, I'm not aggressive enough with the Counter-Strikes, so it's one of the things I try to teach myself, is when I can, and Scutters are actually relatively susceptible if you put yourself at the right angle from them to get really good Counter-Strikes off on them when they do their tongue lashy attack.
You know, and of course, were these people actually here having these experiences? No idea.
I think these are memories, or I don't know. It's hard to tell. This might be dreams and not
Well,
not
it does
memories.
say views reality through a filter.
Yeah.
Because we basically saw, in one way or another, actual events that have happened.
Ever considered jump cancels out? Ugh. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm not 100% comfortable doing the ST cancel. I've had issues getting it to be reliable. Putting jump on, though, would be an interesting one, especially instead of spin.
Well, the spin's nice in Tower of Larry's when you have those bats.
Yeah.
It would just be a matter of, like, what more could you do with the jump?
I really just need to buckle down and, like, a next single player run I do, just force myself to only do the heavy cancels in the ST, like heavy ST cancel, which is what I've been trying to do even during this run. We're doing it on a marathon. I should be doing a little safer strats where it's a little bit slower, but I'm still going to push myself. I need to learn how to do that. By the way, there's a church over here, if you didn't know, to the Mana Goddess. I don't care, but all I care about is that I'm going to talk to Boyd. And we say that can't be because there's some stuff going on. Blah, blah, blah. Go to Geo. Go to Geo. A vacant building? What do you mean a vacant building? It's still used. Blah, blah, blah.
You refused him, you need to accept.
Oh, accept, yeah.
Picking that second opportunity. And then here we go. We're immediately in Geo. Isn't that great?
Luckily, we can just pick the first option, so it's just smash time.
Jumi magic.
I think you go to it once or twice more in the stuff, because there is a priest in there, some sort of Birdman priest. And he has some quests surrounding eggs, I believe. By the way, we have a lot of clicking to do right now. Oh. Hi, cat. Ah, the Clarius. Hello. So, it's not too bad. I mean, they gave her a little tea set.
I mean, this is pretty much when El Azul finally understands that Pearl and Black Pearl are the same person.
Yes, he finally kind of comes to that full realization. By the way, that's the Mana Sword. We don't use it.
We saw El Azul hold it earlier in the inn. But we don't ask anything, because we don't know about the Mana Sword, and we don't know what it should look like, or what it does.
We do get an actual little flashback here where we see that Pearl is the result of Black Pearl being chipped and like turning into Pearl as a sort of recovery mechanism.
basically because these guys are blacked out, you don't see that the person here is, spoiler, Alexandrite or Sandra or Alex.
Alex, yep. Though I do believe we get that, we see that in the silhouettes, that's Alex, and then she will actually transform into whatchamacallit, Sandra, before this is over. Clicky clicky. There's a lot of clicking. We're fine with it though. As long as I don't have to pick option 2. There she goes, she transformed. And she did call her Alex.
Mm-hmm. Alex, Sandra,
Yeah.
Alexandrite works.
Okay. So now, there is a possibility that you could make a case for bringing Black Pearl with you. Pearl is useless, but Black Pearl has her extra ST abilities, has the ability to help you in the boss fights, allows you to do Super Sluggers repeatedly on those boss fights. There is a chance that that would be more worthwhile. It's a little bit safer. I'm going to pick up Elazul. It also gives Vek more to do in normal fights.
Goodbye.
Yep. I also like the dialogue more when you bring Pearl. We'll talk about that a little bit later when we get up to the space aquarium. We trust one. I'm gonna go take him. You know, if I ever run this again in another marathon or something, and we want to, we can actually make it so that this is a choice that the audience can make throughout the thing.
Oh yeah, the donation incentive. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Because it doesn't save or hurt that much time to pick one person or the other. Pearl has a lot of things going against her. She also adds a little bit to the cutscene whenever you trigger a boss, because she has to transform into Pearl, or from Pearl to Black Pearl, and then it dings and says you have a new party member every time. So it adds up.
But she looks so cool.
Oh, okay.
So
Pretty
now we're
tower.
going to be playing guessing games with 3 doors. What opens door numbers 1, 2, and 3? I swear
Also
the
3 more
Bejeweled
scutters.
City looks like some Christmas decoration my grandparents owned. It was just some ceramic thing with
go
little
straight
Christmas
up,
light
by the way.
bulbs. Okay.
To go clockwise around here, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the deal is that Elazul could be too young to really know about the Bejeweled City. And then Black Pearl is very old.
Got the top. Collect everything, I got the gem. You want me to try the diamond skip? I'll try it, but it might not pan out.
We're still good on time, right?
Yeah, we're doing fine. We're only at 2 hours something. Unfortunately, the way all the signups worked, it was like you had to pick up hour blocks. So because of this run and how it is, you kind of have to say, well, Jumi presents a 3-ish hour run, because especially for Vek and I, we're closer to 2 hours 30, 2 hours 40 minutes.
Oh, well, thanks. So I think we're going to get a cutscene here.
We have to tap the door.
Oh, tap
Cutscene
the
start.
door for the...
Right. And this will actually trigger the boss, and then we will appear up at the upper left-hand corner because we went around this way. So it saves a little bit of time going this path.
We have 2 gems. What do you think those are the 2 gems needed to open this door?
Nah, it's cool, Elevated. You're doing great. Come on, face this way. Okay. Just try to keep him stunned there in the corner and we should be good. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I will have the ST charge for the next time, which will be nice to use. Boop. I got the top. Or not.
I'll go on to the...
Confused. Confused sucks. Well, Vek has managed to pretty much kill everything by the time I got myself unconfused.
I keep seeing donuts.
Something's happening in chat, but that's cool. Diamond skip. Ah.
Eh!
Sorry, I hit him away. Alright, you collect his stuff.
Yeah, when we get better at this, we'll actually start doing strategies where I do a thing and he does a thing, or vice versa, just to make...
So that was 2 on this side, so we have to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what we can do. This is going to take 2 gems, and we're going to have to go pick them up again. So let's see which 2 gems it is. Red? Green? Oh,
Nice. It was! It was the 2 we picked up.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I don't think we saved any time, like, not finding that out early, but hey.
There's no way you could not pick up Ruby and Emerald.
Yeah. Ah.
That's alright, you're doing great, love.
I mean, I'm going faster because of the diagonal thing, but I feel like I'm moving like I have ants in my pants. It's not exactly controlled.
Hey, if those ants get you to pick up diamonds quicker, it's all cool. I got the top one. As long as we end with me right next to the gem, we're usually saving a little bit of time, which is nice.
Yes. Which
Alright.
that's been working out well, I feel.
We have to go back this way now.
Yes.
So far, it's a pretty decent Jumi tower of the...
Don't say that now, you'll jinx it.
Same way. Elazul makes it so that every time you hit,
A little more of the ST
your
bar
ST
goes up.
gauge charges faster.
This
than
is in
normal.
comparison to Black Pearl, where she maxes it out.
So yeah, that is definitely a decent synchro.
Hey, Wampa.
I could be using him a little bit more. We're not doing too badly right now, and the charge time might be worse than the time it takes her and I to figure out how to kill these enemies. All right, we're just gonna go straight through them. Oh, you know what? I think I remembered that you can actually go back out the other way, and it's slightly faster, but it's not too bad.
We're fine. Another scutter fight. bar do you plan on opening with Super
Yeah.
Slugger?
Just try to keep him kind of in front of me. Got him. Not bad. Not bad at all.
And you're full again.
Yep, I'll be full for the next gutter fight. I'm messing up my movement. No, it's here's the weird thing. It feels really satisfying hitting with Super Slugger. Like, there is a little bit of there's a little bit of like just feels good man like going on there. I got the top one.
Yep.
That was a counter strike, by the way, which I'm happy to have gotten off the second time he tried to hit me.
Now this is the last one we can go back to the gate, right?
Yeah, there's only 2 on this floor. Red, green, blue. Only one of them is right. Only one of them is right. 2 of them are right.
So the red one is correct. Okay, so we just immediately go up here for
And
that
then
one.
get red from the first floor, and I think that was the other one from this floor as well.
Yeah, so that's not too bad.
Well, we'll go down and get ruby first.
Okay, we're closer.
Yeah, we'll be closer to the entrance from here. Wow. Normally, I kill mine first because I'm a little bit faster, but that was just bad on my part. Yeah, I think you can type !schedule, and it'll pull up a link for the schedule. So yeah, we just go up this way. We should be right at the entrance. And we'll go down and get ruby, which is 2 to the left.
Alright.
And we will attempt our first ever diamond skip. Because why not?
And hope it works.
I got the top one. Okay, we go back the same way, right to get back to the entrance. Oh, I hear you. I usually don't. Like,
Chat's giving us their energy.
yeah, we'll see. We'll do it.
So now we're picking up the aquamarine?
Yeah, to this way.
Oh. Alright. And then one more up after this, and
2
that's...
more. 2 more up.
Okay. I got night.
We do have to watch the cutscene, though. I did find that out the hard way, that the cutscene is unskippable in up here. If we don't watch it, it'll lock the last door. One of those wonderful things you learn as you're going through this. So we're just going to skip the thing, but go directly to the right. We are going to go back, by the way, and run across the entrance. No, we're going to go run across. I think that is faster. I can't remember. But yeah, we'll go ahead and run across this screen.
And he's feeling bad about this stuff. Even though we never see him know Rubens.
I don't think
Did
I can
you-
get across that way.
Well, I'll learn the thing.
Learn something new every day, folks.
Alright, tap the door. Last Scudder.
Come on. Okay, do the same thing we did last time. Get back over here.
There we go.
Yes.
I'm stuck.
Woo. And I will have an ST for the next boss. I'm going to try not to use it against the first whale, just because, our first thing. Just because it's a little, we should be able to beat that one down easily enough. Alright, let's see if we need the diamond.
Best of luck.
One is right. Two are right. Can't be yellow.
Red. We need,
We need diamond. Yep.
Hey, at least we figured it out quickly.
Yeah. Red or blue was wrong, so. He's doing an attack, by the way.
His name is Gato, he's got metal joints. Beat him up, win 50 silver points.
At least it goes really quickly when there's two of us.
Yeah. Hey, we gave it a go.
Okay, so the big deal is this has to be diamond. I changed this one by mistake.
That was,
So, it is red. Hold on.
the amethyst was the other one. So, amethyst ends... Amethyst and aquamarine.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I must have accidentally switched another one while we were going around getting the diamond. I accidentally went down too. Oh well. Tis what it is. At least we figured out that we needed the diamond relatively quickly. So at this point, I love when you come in here with Pearl, because she immediately transforms into Black Pearl. And then her first words to Alexandria there, isn't like, you know, you will pay for what you have done, blah, blah, blah. It is, I am here to smash your core. And we have to move up, by the way, otherwise the boss doesn't form. Okay, I'm just gonna try to smash through this guy. So try. Oh, he's already doing an attack. Well, hey, hey. Already doing another attack.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you are not being nice to us.
There, I blew mine to get the extra damage on him. You can keep him for when he goes full space whale.
Yep. By the way, guys, this is, I think Vec has pointed out that the composer for this is the same as for Kingdom Hearts.
And Radiant Historia.
Yep. And just like Kingdom Hearts, what would a Kingdom Hearts game be without a space whale? It's Monstro, my fellow friends, and we all love the Monstro fights, don't we? I'm gonna try to blow it early and see what happened.
Sure.
And then I would just say, go in and try to stun lock him afterwards.
Sure. I love they have friggin' organ going on for Space Whale. I can't tell where his hitbox is.
Wherever it was, I didn't hit it.
I'll cover for you. You're full.
He's so low.
Okay. Save it for the mana.
Someone please clip that whale getting hit.
We'll use it eventually. Probably at some of the fights in the mana tree.
Are there any bosses in the mana? Oh yeah, so it's like we're just going to enjoy lights and...
You mean the whale getting hit and nothing happening, or the whale getting hit by the Aya strike from
Okay, okay, I'm gonna... Here you go, cat. Here's 5 minutes of unskippable nonsense.
Yeah, I have a few more things I have to clicky, but otherwise, guys, we're at one of the longest cutscenes in the game. Yeah, you could title the clip, Elazul actually being helpful. Okay, I think we're at the point where this is where if you need to get up and stretch your legs, do a few squats or something, you can. That fight is beatable by, if I hit with Super Slugger and she hits with that strike, it's dead. Next level.
So this is pretty late in the game, and this is pretty much our bathroom break. The things need to happen. I'm just gonna go ahead and press the button if it matters any. It doesn't. But it makes me feel better.
I should have set up night boxes every 15 minutes on the channel and actually put a message about what's going on. That would have been a good idea.
That was a good question.
What's up?
What would this cutscene be like if you hadn't picked them up yet?
I don't know if we could activate it without doing little pumpkins.
Why don't we test it? Here's the thing. We need to sit down and actually test things with this run. Like, do you need to keep the hammer?
I would actually love to do this, to learn how to do this and see how much time it takes to do it with a sword, axe, bow, gloves, all the weapons. See how bad it gets. Because if it's not noticeable, if it's only 4 to 5 to 10 minutes, that would be a really great thing to ask, like, before you do a run. It's like, hey guys, what should we do the run in? It's not going to be a world record if it's not a hammer, but who wants us to do this as a two-handed sword run?
Hey, you set the game's difficulty to no future, and you lasted the longest using a bow. You still couldn't win. You were dying all the time. But a bow gave you the most time.
The thing is, there might be better weapons, but I don't have to depend on RNG. The biggest RNG in this run is Will that diamond be required, and will you guess those gems early enough to make it quick? And hey, we're alive, and I have a small pink-haired child running into me. 2 small-haired pink-haired childs running into me. Okay, cool. Let's go start up the rest of the sequences. This is going to look very familiar to people who watch the race. We go home. We have to see if home is around.
Home is always around.
And we look, and home looks like a circle. Home is round. Yeah, the biggest RNG is 2 hours into the run. So, good luck having a reset 2 hours in the run and not feeling bad for yourself. And now we learn some about the Zen Buddhism of the Mana Tree and these things. I kind of like to think if they retranslated this later, that cactus would be speaking in like meme speak. So it would be like, is he dead?
Is he died?
Is he died? Okay, and the other small difference that we're going to do is we're going to pick up our last companion for the game. Normally, we would just leave immediately. I'm actually going to go pick up this character here, and she is going to be with me for the rest of the game. Now, why do I pick her instead of Bud? Bud does this long intro about how we are going to go find all the wisdoms, and I don't want to watch that. So
She has no such hang-ups.
yeah, she just says hi. Okay, and fun times, and there's the man who has swallowed a tree.
And remember to tell Pocateel no, because we accidentally said yes once. And that was 2 minutes wasted.
Yep. Would you like a cutscene? No, I would not like the cutscene. Okay. Better not join me too quickly. There we go. Back as we go. Back as we go. Is he done? Is he dead? Looks like he's dead. There we go. We are back. We are back at it. Okay, so is she the most helpful? No, but is she helpful? Yes.
I think I provide a small spirit buff.
You provide a small magic defense buff, yes.
It just means I don't have to worry about hugging him and synchroing him so much.
Yeah, her synchro is not going to be really what takes us through this. I got the top one.
Yep.
But she can help stunlock bosses. She can still kill enemies before, you know...
Follow those.
Ah! Stop licking me!
What's her...
Really, the choice comes down to her or Bud. Bud's a little bit slower, and unfortunately, the Jumai don't go back to the bar. If the Jumai went back to the bar, they would actually be in contention to actually be who we would take. Because I would love to have...
El Azul, probably.
Or Lady Black Pearl for the Mana Goddess.
Oh, yes! That'd be great. But they're in the Bejeweled City, aren't they? Because basically the Jumai are back. They're going to live in their town.
Yeah, they are on the second floor of the Jumai City. And that's just a little too far out of the way. Now, if you were doing Dragon Percent, Lark is at the front of the graveyard when you're done with his missions. So
You are slowly talking me into a Dragon Percent co-op.
well, we'll see. fact, whoever you take with you when you get to the scene to save your game at the end of the game is actually standing at the base of the tree looking up at it alone. So we will see Lisa there.
Oh no, moving through the tree of mana.
I got my thingies. Hopefully I'll do it right. I sometimes mess this up. Luckily, even messing it up isn't that bad. It does save time going through it correctly, of course. But the tree is sort of like a lemniscate of like confusion wrapped in upon itself. So it could be worse. Yeah, you'd have to go get Lark. You wouldn't have Lisa. Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, why would we not have
You've
Lisa?
never done the two. You never do the apprentice's quest.
Oh, there's no reason to do it because you don't need the thing. Yeah, I think Bud actually talks more here.
Yeah, he actually will go, oh my god, it's Pokeel. We have to talk to him. And you're like, no, please, speed run.
Well, these are the things that we need to learn.
Up, up. Up, down, right. Or right. We go right. Right, up. Skipping that fight. That's sometimes when I mess up. And then right, up, left. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Up, and then to the left. Then right. And hey, it's a dragon. Wouldn't Lark be useful here? Of course, we're going, who the heck is Lark?
What's a lark? Is it food? Where is your hitbox?
I'm a snowman.
Oh, jeez, okay. I'll finish this off and... So I guess that would be the deal, is because she's using a staff, her strike range is going to be different than Bud using a pan, which is an axe?
Two-handed sword.
Oh, it counts as a great... Alright.
Down, left, up. Down, right. I'm going to go down to the enemy below, leave the burning to you. Think you're going to be good up there? No, come on back.
I'm doing the best I can.
Yep, I'll leave the collecting to you,
Yeah, I got this.
because we're going to want to go down.
Yes.
Down, right, right, up. And it's this way,
Oh,
followed
that
by
way,
this
all
way.
right.
Followed by up, up. Yeah, the Lark case actually is a pretty decent one. There's a lot of benefits to the Dragon Run. We picked Jumi percent in the... I'm going to leave him to you now and just go ahead up to this sprawling board. Because Jumi is probably Vek's favorite out of all the stories.
I don't know. I mean, it was trying to remember, like, basically we picked a route before refreshing our memory on what Legend of Mana's 3 stories were, so I was trying to remember. I would say that the fairy storyline is probably the saddest. I think Dragon is the most straightforward. Brother is envious of sister. Brother makes some bad choices. And everything can...
With real life consequences.
Full life consequences.
I would have had the right, but I chose the counter strike and it didn't land.
That's okay, I'll sweep up after you.
With your broom. Alright, let's go clockwise, or counterclockwise? Counterclockwise. And actually remember to go on the outside part of the circle this time, because I did it last time I did this run. Hey, it's a yak. I got the not yak. Let's go. I'm going to actually blow my thing as long as they get close enough. All depends on where they go and who's still alive. Nobody. Get the stuff near the top if you can.
Cat, I fed you. What?
And who wants to go fight the last normal enemies of the game? And it's a Tomato Man. I got the dragon.
Alright, I'll take Tomato Man then. Oh. Tomato Man mess with me.
Yeah. I did get a counter-strike off on him, so that finished him off relatively easily. And you got the candy bar. And we're on to the Mana Goddess. Now, normally it is definitely Counter-Strike all the time. There's two of us. There's a chance that if we can stun her, we might be able to do this faster than a Counter-Strike attempt. But we're gonna give it a shot. I think I gave us an estimate of 245, which we're going to be well within, even with some of the mess-ups that we've had.
Ah!
Didn't get off?
Nope.
Oh, come on! Well, so far we haven't hit her.
But she hit you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Okay, so what I'm getting from Lisa is maybe spells aren't worth it, because...
I mean, technically, if you can get your spell to actually cast, you will
But that's
not
the first
regret
bit.
it. I hit.
Wow, she will not let me get that.
We might actually see the eclipse go off, my friends.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, go, 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 go.
We
No!
Alright, time. Last hit on the Mana Goddess done. Yeah, sub 240. That's not terrible for how Vek and I have been doing. We've been getting close to the 235 sometimes, but honestly, with all the other stuff that happened as we were going through, it's not bad. And that's Jumi percent. Jumi percent of all the single segment of all the single storylines is the longest, even on the world record paces for single player. Ellervatedthon, you just got, I believe, third place. A lot of it comes down to really good, tight single player control. You want to have whoever's in first place, the first player, be in a really good mindset of just doing as well as they can as if the other person's not there, and doing it like a single player game. And the second player comes in and acts like the best AI you could ever have, and really can start pulling in all those little elements and things that Vek and I talk about. Even if we weren't able to accomplish it, those are some of those things that could really make a difference when you are looking at how a co-op run could be different. I can go off to the edge of the map where we're going to have to run, and Vek can pick up all the crystals on the other side. I can kill enemies on the far side of the screen while she cleans up the other side. She can distract the boss so that my ST attacks can hit. I can distract the boss so her ST attacks can hit. You're also way more likely to stun lock the boss and get the little, stuff going on if you have two people wailing on it at once. So there's a lot of potential, and also you get the synchro abilities to be much more reliable. So there's a lot of potential. inside just the little things. And the better the first player gets, the more likely you are to see a really tight, good run come out of it. And then you should be able to technically, even with the 1 or 2 or 3 little things we add to the run to make it multiplayer more multiplayer friendly, should still not add up too much to where you can save that time somewhere. Whew. You want to come back into chat, Elevated?
Yeah, hey, GG, you guys. That was really fun. Really cool run.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah. I just threw something in chat, but I you'll see it, but I was thinking since we have the time, we could just let this really cool cutscene play out.
Yeah, don't worry. By the way, there's the
way to the mana tree.
Well, the sproutling that got stuck on the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, one of the things I didn't get to point out when you're also in that room with Kirsty, the snail lady, the art collector. On the one side is Duran. On the other side was Angela.
Oh, Angela.
At the top left.
Okay. Another reference to
Comic Sans before it became a joke.
Oh. Yeah, we're gonna let the cutscene play all the way out. It's very customary during Legend of Mana runs to play out and show your audience the save at the end of the game.
Right. You guys were so close to PBing, actually.
Yeah, for recorded and submitted PBs.
Yeah. That was incredible.
We picked up some new strategies on the fly. Like Art was talking about the diagonal thing. It's like, oh, let me give that a go. I can't mess this up.
Yeah, you guys gave me some ideas too, especially Super Slugger, and I'm interested to fool around with the synchro that Black Pearl gives.
Yeah,
that was incredible. So, like, if you stand Pearl next to or was it Pearl?
No, it was Black Pearl.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that sucks is that she only becomes Black Pearl during the actual boss fights. If she stayed as Black Pearl the entire time, that would be a massive help.
Yeah. I think I was just thinking about that one battle for me in Jumi where you fight the Jewel Beast in Cosmo.
Yeah.
Seeing if I could somehow make that work.
It is a decent one somewhere around there where, yeah, you're able to spam out some more Super Sluggers or some more things. I will say that if you depend on Super Slugger a lot as you go through the game, you might find that your times vary more because it's very easy to whiff with Super Slugger.
Right.
But it would make that one perfect run that much better.
Right.
Also, all those techniques we just saw, those are all ST techniques that we don't get to see because we don't change out stuff very often. Every weapon hits the entire screen with a big anime cutscene style ST attack.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some cool stuff here in these ending scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw Gaius. There's another wisdom. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think the idea is that if you were playing normally, you would try to find all these events, and so you would be like, "Oh, here's these people and this group and that person."
Well, in a standard single player playthrough, you probably will just not find all the events.
I mean, it was a game built for replayability, but a normal playthrough would still take some time, so it's kind of...
Also, oh shoot, what was I thinking of?
Oh.
I can't think. There was something I was thinking of that had something to do with the designer of this. Oh, for Elevated, the guy who designed the systems of this game, so like probably the crafting system, the overall artifact system, all those ideas, he worked on Final Fantasy V and IV as the battle designer.
Ooh.
So it's
that's
the same
amazing.
guy.
Yeah, what a guru. Dang.
That's what. By the way, that's the turtle yeeting a statue off a cliff.
You're right. We'll see that in the next run, actually, I think.
Oh, you guys actually do the Stone Eye event or whatever? That's cool.
Yeah, we'll do the Stone Eye event, and there'll be some funny
nice.
penguin shenanigans.
That's awesome.
And there's Gilbert getting his comeuppance.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody once explained to me that these cutscenes at the end of the game are representative of what would happen if your character didn't show up, but the entire world was back to normal. So this is things happening without you being there. And in the very end, Nico goes and steals your house.
Of course he would.
Well, it would be interesting having a sequel to this game where it's like Animal Crossing and Nico is Tom Nook, where he sells you back your own house for a mortgage of like 40,000 lucra.
That will be the Animal Crossing-esque mobile game that they put out for this.
But yeah, I'm glad you learned a few things. Hopefully, you have fun next time you get to try Super Slugger. You just put lunge on at the beginning of the game, or leave lunge on, and then switch it out for spin on your first menuing.
Okay.
And it should be enough.
Nice. I'm definitely going to try it.
Yeah. And then you have to get used to the fact that you have one less button to do your ST cancels, but you probably use the same button all the time anyway.
Yeah, I tend to use the L2 or something.
Okay, so yeah, just don't.
But I'm flexible.
To that, whatever you do,
yeah,
it should be fine.
Cool.
Hironobu Sakaguchi, creator of Final Fantasy, one of the executive producers.
Mm-hmm.
But Mana and Final Fantasy are intertwined.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you, love. Good baby, thank you. Oh, so here we are at the Fiend.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I might be able to slightly ahead.
When's the next run supposed to start, Elevated?
Oh, yeah. So, it's scheduled to be 4:50. So we'll need a. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Artus.
I was gonna say is that
Western time?
I'm sorry. So that's 20 minutes from now. My bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Fiend.
But I'll only need like probably 10 minutes to get ready, and I'll chat with Baomong and find out what he wants to do. Maybe we go on a little early, but yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
You guys were so great. Thank you so much. I just want to finally say one more time, thank you, and everybody, please go follow Coherent Noise. As you no doubt noticed, they are very cool and very fun commentary.
Right over top.
And knowledgeable about the lore and everything. So, thank you guys.
Well, thank you, Elevated. And,
thank you for
inviting us to have to run this at the marathon.
Heck yeah! Thank you again.
Yeah. Hope the rest of the thing goes pretty well, and good luck on the race to both you and Balmog owning.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Take care, you guys.
Bye.